Hello again guys, it's me with another Photoshop quick guide. Today I'm quite excited because I'm going to be talking about black and white photos are probably my favourite kind of photos. And the first, I've talked before about there being numerous ways that you can make black and white photos, and one of the things that I wanted to try and illustrate to you today is three different ways to do it, and their various sort of strengths and weaknesses in terms of how to do it. This picture that you're looking at now is of a ploughed field, and all of the drama really in the picture is in the sky, and any time that you see blue sky and white fluffy clouds, or even slightly kind of dirty clouds like in this one, get really excited and go and take photos, because it gives you wonderful contrasty black and white images for when you get home. So in the last tutorial I introduced you briefly to layers, and we're going to be working with layers a lot now as these tutorials go on. So the first way I'm going to show you how to do layers, we're going to be creating in these what are called adjustment layers, and if you remember in the other tutorials we were accessing everything through the image and adjustments menu, and I was showing you a lot of things in the image and adjustments menu, which is great. In this one we're going to be doing almost exactly the same thing but creating adjustment layers, and in the bottom right hand corner there's a circle, and one half's light and one half's dark. If you right click it, you'll get a very similar menu to the one that you get in the image and adjustments menu, and for making adjustment layers this is what you use. So for this one we're going to use the channel mixer, and we're going to select monochrome, and this gives us a desaturated monochrome image, and it doesn't look particularly exciting. What we're going to do is we're going to make the blues a lot darker, so now we have a really weird looking image, and we're going to bring up the greens, and suddenly we've got a really powerful, very quickly we've got a really powerful kind of gripping infrared looking image, or an image with a kind of infrared feel to it. And that's just by sliding those two sliders. I've made the blue one darker and I've made the green one brighter. I can drop the green and bring up the red instead, but I don't like that. I like the blue dark and the green extreme. So you can see there I've got the blue down at around about minus 141, and I've got the green up at around about 200, and you can just sort of slide these about until you get what you want. And for me that's a really dramatic, impactful looking picture. If I turn that layer off, that's our original image and it looks okay, but you look at that image and suddenly there's so much more drama going on, there's so much more excitement with it. I'm going to show you the other way, the common or garden way of doing a black and white image, and we can kind of compare the two. So again, I'm right clicking down the bottom. This time I'm going to choose black and white, and I'm just going to click auto. So this is what Photoshop thinks this image should look like, black and white, and it's a really sort of bland, kind of vanilla flavoured looking black and white image. If I turn that layer off and turn that layer on, that's my idea of a dramatic black and white image using the channel mixer. And if I turn it off, there you go. So that's Photoshop, channel mixer, Photoshop, channel mixer. So you can see immediately how if you get a bit more creative and you take a little bit of time over your images, you can add so much more. So that was using the channel mixer to create black and white images, and just ticking that monochrome and then maxing the green and dramatically decreasing the black. So you can see the numeric values here. I'm at plus 200 on the green and minus 116 on the blue. So that's given us a good way to do it using the channel mixer. And again, sort of showing how kind of bland the standard black and white tool is in Photoshop. So yeah, if you see blue sky, white fluffy clouds, get out, because you can get out and take some shots, because you can create things like this, and you can probably do a lot better than I can, but this is good fun, this stuff. So I'm going to close that down, and we're going to open another image. Something else I really like are posts in the middle of beaches. Anytime you see that, see if you can frame it something like this. Again, using the rule of thirds, so this this post is roughly a third of the way in the image. I've got a nice dramatic sky with all these kind of boiling clouds and a little bit of blue on the right hand side, and then just this vast expanse of beach. The tide was out, so big expanse of beach. So quite a cool looking image, but we can make it a lot better, and we're going to do that by right clicking on a little half circle and choosing another adjustment layer, this time hue and saturation, and this will bring up this toolbar over here. I've sort of shown you this very quickly on one of the other ones, but what we're going to do is completely desaturate the image, so we end up with the same image as if I tick that monochrome box on the channel mixer. It's the same thing, just to completely desaturate the image. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click again, and this time I'm going to choose curves, and I'm going to create a curves adjustment layer, and I go into curves in detail in, I think it's the fifth tutorial, and we talk about curves an awful lot. For this image I'm going to want the blue channel, and I'm going to make an S-shaped curve. If you don't know what I'm doing, watch the other tutorial. Now we're talking, that's a bit more interesting. I'm going to add another curves layer, and this time I'm going to do the what did I do last time? Did I do red last time or blue? That's blue. This time I'm going to do red, and I'm going to play around with the red. Oh yeah, let's dip that down a bit more. Now we're talking, and pull that up a little bit, and will I do a blue one as well? I don't think I will. Actually, on the next layer I'm going to do another curves layer, and this time I'm just going to keep it at RGB and do another one. That's pretty good. In one of the other tutorials I talked about dodging and burning, so this time I'm going to press that button there, which is the one next to the trash can, just to the left of the trash can, or you can press Control Shift and N, or you can do layer, new and layer to get another layer. I'm going to change the layer type to overlay, and I'm just going to select a paintbrush, and I'm going to press X on my keyboard to get the white colour selected, and I'm going to brighten up this post just to make it a bit more of a standout. There we go. Painting some light onto the post. I've gone over the lines a little bit, so I'm going to select the rubber tool. Just going to zoom in. To zoom in and out, by the way, on your keyboard, the hotkeys for zooming in and out is hold down the Control key and press plus, and that zooms you in. And if you want to zoom back out again, Control and minus. If you want to zoom right the way out so that the picture fits on your screen, it's Control 0. So that's Control plus to zoom in, Control minus to zoom out, and Control 0 to zoom all the way out. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on my post here, and just do a bit of erasing just around the edges of this thing I've been painting on. I'm not sure if it. Let's just have another look. Select my brush again. Just paint in there. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so we'll zoom out now, and I'll tweak the opacity of my overlay layer and just brighten it up a little bit. So that looks pretty cool now. I'll take all of these layers off. So that was our starting image, and what we did was we desaturated it by creating a saturation adjustment layer. We put a curves channel in, increasing the blue, creating an S curve in the blue channel. We then created an S curve in the red channel, and then we did a curve using all three channels on top of that. Then we created an overlay layer and lightened up that post. So that's my thoughts on what that image should look like black and white, nice and dramatic, using the curves to do it. Let's turn these off and let's pop a black and white layer on here. And so I'll click auto. So again, here you can see Photoshop's view of the world, and there you can see my view of the world. So Photoshop's, that's using the basic black and white tool, and there's my view of the world. So as you can see, my sort of personal preference is that looks so much better, so much more dramatic and impactful. And playing around with these curves is such a good fun. I'm just going to turn some of these other ones off, and we'll just explore the blue channel for a moment. So yeah, if I really wanted to, I could have a lot of fun with this. You know, you can do all sorts of things, just messing about with the curve to bring out sort of different colour tones in the image, and to make the image a little bit more dynamic. So yeah, looking pretty good there. Quite pleased with that. Black and white is, for me, black and white is so much more powerful than colour, because I'm colourblind, and for me it eliminates all confusion out of an image. So I really like the black and white images, the power of the black and white images. So 3 ways to do it there. Firstly, using the black and white adjustment layer. Secondly, desaturating and using the curves to bring in some colour tones. And the other way was doing the channel mixer to get you those really contrasty, almost infrared style black and white images. So I hope that was useful. Comments or questions at the bottom. Thanks very much.